there is a common issue that so many people will do when it comes to bicep curls. And they will literally use every single muscle in their body to do a biceps curl. And this is a huge problem. So what should you do if you notice that you feel it maybe only in your shoulders, maybe you're feeling it in your lower back? Why am I not feeling this just in my biceps? So let's look at this from the lens of a biceps curl. So a biceps curl is what we call an isolation exercise. And this isolation exercise targets mainly your biceps, and then it targets a little bit of your forearm muscles, of course, because you're gripping and you're holding either a dumbbell or a barbell in your hands to do this movement. So those are going to be the main muscle groups that we are trying to target. We're trying to target that, right? It's not full body, which means we're not trying to target your legs. We're not trying to target your shoulders. We're not trying to target your back. We are only trying to target your biceps and your forearm. So if at the end of the day you are lifting so much, or you are lifting in your biceps curl in a specific way where you're feeling it in these other areas, you are doing something greatly wrong. So let's address what in the world is happening here. So your form is suffering, clearly, because if you had perfect form, you wouldn't be feeling it in all these different areas, right? So the form, when it comes down to it, is usually bad or hindered because of too much load or too fast of repetitions. And it's typically a combination of both, but usually people are ego lifting and try to lift way too much weight on the biceps curls than they can do, right? Way too much weight than they can do. So it would make sense, if we think about this logically, we need to cut the weight back a little bit, cut back the speed, and focus on technique, okay? Focus on your technique. And this isn't because, technique is going to greatly reduce your risk of injury. That's something a lot of people will think that, like, okay, just because I have perfect technique, I'm not going to hurt myself. You can still have perfect technique and hurt yourself, but what usually happens when people are having bad technique is they have too much weight and they're doing it too fast. So they're doing it more intensely and more above their current fitness level. When you do that, that does absolutely increase the risk of injury. So focusing on your technique and understand the purpose of the exercise we are doing, okay? Understand the purpose of the exercise. So if you are doing this in a way that you are feeling your entire body when you're doing biceps curls, you gotta realize you're shooting yourself in the foot because you're not getting the purpose of the exercise at all. You're not getting the purpose of the exercise. You're doing like a full body half curl that, sort of works your biceps and leaves your back hurting at the end of the day. So is that really worth it for you? Is that going to be something that's going to boost your biceps long term? Probably not. So if you are somebody who's kind of suffering from this and you're like, I barely feel my biceps, please consider these things. Go ahead and drop a comment down below if you are somebody who's ever experienced this, and let me know your current experiences with biceps curls. I enjoy them, but I've really had to check my ego aside over the years and have had to come to a point where I just basically don't ego lift. And I do a weight that I can do that feels good. I feel the muscle, and that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm not even trying to impress myself. I'm just trying to literally feel the muscle work.